Hey everybody, Rodham here. Thanks for tuning in to the Philosopher King, a RimWorld royalty series. Here's a little recap of our rules and goals going forward, and a reminder of what you all voted for. Right now, I am working to convert the Close Ancient Danger to a guest room for royalty, and the base as a castle. One tip I liked going forward, this was from LBM. He said to prevent enemies from getting meds when I can't afford them, change the defaults here. So the default for colonists are going to be herbal, and everybody else will be none. Once I gain more wealth and money, that will change a bit. But for now, I can't really afford to be given good meds to everybody. So we finished last episode with a Muffalo stampede coming in, and I just stood my ground and beat them down. I am changing Yanshui over from not cooking, because Shay was supposed to be the cook, but she's injured right now, so I'm going to give her a little bit of a pass. Shay, that is. Another tip to go over, or another comment that I saw to address, is that these walls aren't my castle walls. In fact, I don't even like this up design. I'm going to get rid of this part. And eventually change it around a little bit. So, what I mean is, this is just a simple border wall. This won't be what I formally call a castle. Once the border wall is up, I do plan on turning it into a castle. But not until I have the simple semblance of a border wall. First things first, right? So, I definitely need to work on some weapons. This could not be any more clear. The issue here, however, is I don't really have any components. The last of my components are going to this multi-analyzer. So I either need to hope for something akin to... Sorry, Shay, I'm going to make you cook anyway. Orbital trader or a trade caravan, or I need to go out and do some trading myself. I'm okay with doing the trading myself. I just need the respite from this chaos to be able to afford that. Alright, Bubbaloo, I would very much like this door to close, just in case. Just in case. I don't want rats hanging around my farms. I planted all that cotton. I don't want them eating it. Be gone, rat. Alright, so Shay is close-ish to having a mental breakdown. Cargo pods coming down. It was not components, but berries. I could use some berries. Alright, Yanshui, how about you haul these berries in? And Mathis haul some more. And Chris haul some more. So Bubbaloo is trying to get shield belts for us. That's going to change things around, but before I forget, let's have him learn Entropy Link. And a Royal Tribute Collector coming in. Unfortunately for him, or them, I should say, I don't have any Royal Tribute to offer up. None whatsoever. I don't have spare gold, and I don't have prisoners, so we won't be doing any of that tribute collection. But it looks like I am getting a little bit of progress on this this here bedroom with our cloth. I'd like to butcher all of these before they are spoiled. So once Yanshui catches up on making the meals that we're lacking, I will have her... Alright, you, Shay. To keep you happy, I'm going to have you eat a lavish meal, and then I'm going to have you just butcher, because we need to get through the backlog. There's a lot of muffalo, and I only have a day and a half before they are no longer usable corpses. New lovers, Poppy and Chris. Well, look at that. Alright, Faustopia, as soon as you're up, you're not going to have that bedroom anymore. We're going to give that to the new lovers. So, Poppy and Chris. And then this will be Faustopia. Oh, Poppy, excuse me. There we go. And then we have one spare bedroom. This is good. Gives us room, wiggle room for expansion. And I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have our makeshift prison with some additional capacities. Okay, the border wall is still going up. Shay is hypothermically collapsing. Oh boy. She having a mix of pain and injuries was extra susceptible. But you needn't worry. Zero's already on the case, making pants and shirts and dusters and the like. Button-down shirts, okay, yep. Once we butcher up some additional muffalo, we'll have enough blue fur for whatever really clothing that we're aiming to have. Shay, yeah, get that duster on. That will definitely help you out. Alright, so now it appears that every single muffalo that I had queued up is sitting either in the butchery or already frozen. Many of my guys have pretty positive moods here. Shay, I'm no longer going to allow bed rest. I know. That just disadvantages you specifically. So, shield belts have been researched. The next big thing I really desperately need is fabrication. As soon as I have fabrication, I will be able to make my own components. I don't even have enough components right now for a fabrication bench, so that's going to be another big hurdle. But I will cross that bridge when I get there. One method to have those components would be to break down things like my turrets or smelter or a machining table or something like that to be able to afford it. And then, of course, make some components and then rebuild those temporarily deconstructed benches. But I think a better solution, because you don't get full refunds, is to just try to trade with a nearby, maybe with Lepsis. But that means Bubbaloo would have to go out and do the trade himself. He's the only one with the rank, so he'd be the only one to be allowed to even do it. Great, so we have our meals all set up. Now we're going to be working on supplementing our teas. Looks like Shay is healing. Shay, you are due for, and I think what I'm going to do is a crafting spot here that includes, I need a smithy, but I don't have the materials for a smithy, because I do believe that smithies are going to be... Oh, I could do a fueled smithy. That's kind of ghetto, but I'll do a fueled smithy, because I don't have the components for a fancier one. I wanted to make some weapons, because right now we are woefully ill-equipped. And with our recent population boon, it's kind of dangerous to be this ill-equipped. So it looks like a bunch of the cotton plants are yielding. I think I have enough time left in the season to plant some rice if I get to it quickly. So that's what I'm going to work on doing. That way we have a bit better balanced food for next season. And we're definitely getting the teas up. The royal bedroom is getting put together. Yan Shui is harvesting. Zero is, what are you working on, Zero? You're constructing. Does this mean that all of the clothes... Ooh, yes, we have spare clothing for everybody. So as far as I could tell... Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Current outfit, anything. What I am going to say here is actually... I would like them to take off their regular shirts, t-shirts, in lieu of button-downs. Because button-downs have higher armor than regular t-shirts. So yes, that temporarily will make Poppy and Shay sort of topless. But Zero will make some... Yeah, he's already making new shirts for them. So, not a long-term problem. Alright, Mathis has a work frenzy, which is really nice because he's helping to construct stuff. And then a shaman merchant coming in from Regor the Lake. Oh, I'm eagerly awaiting a little bit of extra love from a merchant. Unfortunately, this shaman merchant from a tribal will not have components. Speech from the throne. All right. And our glorious leader wants to impart some knowledge. So, as a little reminder... Oh, Chris, you don't want to hear it? There he is. A little reminder, our social skill is 14. And going up as a result of speaking at the throne. Come on. Out with it. This is the longest speech ever. It's probably my only complaint is, okay, so it is an encouraging speech. Could have been better, but you know, that's okay. Alright, Shay is fully healed, which means I'm going to put bed rest back on full, now that she's fully healed. Yeah, I know. Bossing her around. This room is becoming ever more impressive as it progresses. Additionally, Bubbaloo, I'm going to make you go trade with Rego the Lake. It looks like they've got a bunch of polar bears for sale. Now, I am supposed to have a very good royal protector. A polar bear, to me, screams very good royal protector. Probably to you too, I assume. So here's what I'm going to do. I have a ton of Psychite tea leaves that I can turn into meds at a moment's notice. So I'm going to sell a bunch of my excess resources here. Let's see. I don't want to have to sell my ambrosia, so is there anything else I can part with? I don't want to part with the Nutramine either. Maybe some more herbal meds? Yeah, that's the best I can do here. Alright, so that gives me access to a polar bear. The polar bear is going to be put to grazing. And I will be running a raffle for my my patrons to see who gets named after the polar bear. But yeah, I would say a polar bear is a very good animal to be protecting royal title holders. So I think I've definitely satisfied that requirement. And I'm happy about that. Alright, so Shay is cranking out some additional tea for us. Mathis, with his work frenzy, is trying to carpet up the royal bedroom, to which I do not even have a... let's claim those walls so I actually repair them. To which I don't even have a visitor, but that's okay. Get one eventually. Alright, so we have a boring little prison bed here. It's something. It looks like the border walls are going up now, too. Alright, Yanshui, I'm going to take you off of cooking so that you can potentially help grow and harvest, because there's still stuff left to do. And a exotic good trader flying overhead. So I am going to uninstall these statues and sell them. Let's see. Mathis, you are going to go do work. Zero, you're going to go do work. Faustopia, I'm going to have you uninstall these statues. Statues are sort of, art is sort of like a universal currency. Pretty much every trader will buy art. So it's really nice to have statues when you want to trade. And then Bubbaloo, I know you're sitting on your little throne there, but I want you to sell my tea. Yep. And tech print. Ooh, those tech prints are real nice. Can't afford it, though. Tough skin glands. I will buy the telescope. It's expensive, but it's an investment in recreation. So, I'm going to punch a little hole in my roof here to install said telescope. And then I'm going to move the orbital trade beacon down to my regular old stockpile to see if there's anything that the exotic goods people want to buy from me down there. I do want to buy the components. They have 8 components for sale. So what can I part with? I could part with the coagulator. It would hurt me a little bit inside, but I could do it. Or part with all of my deuteramine. No, it has to be the coagulator. Unless I want to part with some plasteel. All the deuteramine and a little bit of plasteel. Ouch. Alright. So these components here are, where are they? They're going to be earmarked for the fabricator. Let's go ahead and uninstall this orbital trade beacon. I was very, very, very lucky to have been granted an orbital trade. So here's my telescope. I punched a little hole in the roof. Telling you are going to haul these components. And I'm going to forbid them. So they can't... I'm forbidding them so they can't be used for any maintenance. Basically, I'll actually do this to all my components. I'm going to forbid them all. So that if something breaks down, we're just going to let it be broken down. And that way, when I have access to the fabricator, I can just build one. And that's going to solve a lot of my problems. Another ambrosia sprout. Alright. I like this. Let's just paint around it. Avoiding the trees so we don't have to do any unnecessary tree harvesting. My border wall is about 2/3 done at a glance. Yanshui is planting some rice. Now, I did get a little bit of a question, why rice over everything else? It's because it grows really quick. It is very effortful. It's more effort to plant rice than all the other crops because of the quick harvest cycle. You have to keep planting and harvesting. But that actually benefits for 2 reasons. 1, it helps build up farming skill. And 2, you know, it actually produces the most food for the effort, or the most food for the space. It's space efficient food. Corn would be your effort efficient food. I do plan on transitioning over to corn when I'm able, though. So we're about to get a massive, massive cotton plant harvest. I'm excited about this. This will allow me to carpet up the remainder of the bedroom and then possibly use carpets in the future for other projects. Once the basic border wall is done, I'll be working towards the other goals that were voted upon, and also working to sort of make this look more castle-like. Fall has officially begun. Okay, some rolling blackouts. Guess I could turn off my my smelter and my... Why am I having blackouts? Let's see about this. Ah, my geothermal generator has broken down. So, you know how I said I wouldn't use any of this as maintenance? I lied. Losing a geothermal generator is bad enough that I will repair it. Damn, if anything else broke down, I could ignore that, but not the geothermal. Come on, I just repaired it. What's going on here? It's not... There it is. Now it's generating power. That was weird. Okay, we are getting tons and tons and tons of granite. To the point where I could probably stop double cranking it out. So what I'm going to do, actually, let's do any stone block forever where the ingredient is close. That way we don't haul it from halfway across the map. We just are cutting through this backlog. And all of the stone is going to be useful when I'm trying to build a giant castle. I'm trying to also stockpile some foods for the winter. So it's a lot more meat than I need, but let's go hunt all the alpaca. And we're starting the cotton harvest. What I'm going to do is actually not re-sow it because it's too late in the season. I don't think we're going to get a cotton harvest out. Klein is starving again. Animal hauling ought to include here. The issue is actually... You know, Klein, you are going to be unrestricted entirely. I know why I made you unrestricted. The reason being is that Klein has a stricter diet than the donkeys. The donkeys can eat sort of, they're herbivores. They can eat whatever they find out there. Klein cannot. Klein, sort of an obligate carnivore, more or less, meaning that if I give him access to the meat, he ought to eat the meat. Chris is doing some hunting with his bow. Chris the bow hunter. And we got a mad hare. I don't really want to get someone wounded from said hare, so... Will the hare knock Talon out? Where's this hare going? Now I'm really confused. Oh, there. Now it knows. Yeah, I think it's going to knock Talon out. This would be really, really funny. I feel a little bad for Talon here. Keep running, Talon. Alright, let's face our fears. It's just a bunny. What could a bunny do? Oh, you got it! Dang, alright. I thought, being a wimp, he would collapse into a puddle of... Nope. He got it. So it looks like the bedroom is about almost half carpeted. And given what's left in this field, It will be no issue to get it finished. My border wall has stagnated a little bit, but that's somewhat because I haven't actually made other people construct. So some of the other people that are in the community I'm going to queue to construct. I just didn't want them all constructing necessarily because their skills are kind of low, and if they do the carpets, they might fail and waste some cotton. And that wouldn't be good. Alright, some additional Rego of the Lake passing by. I would safely say that we don't need to butcher any creatures anymore. Did you just eat ambrosia, Klein? I saw that. I saw that. What's going on, buddy? Alright, so you know what I'm going to do? Animal, I might need a separate animal hauling zone for Klein that includes meat but not the ambrosia. I'll have to think about that. If he keeps eating ambrosia for sustenance, I'll have to cut his supply of drugs off. Alright, so we have a siege from the Treaty of Antalya. This looks like a scary big siege. What the heck? Well, I think I know how I'm using my royal favor. They have some pretty serious guns. They've got assault rifles, some combat shotguns, some LMGs. So... And I've got, like, bows. Yeah. My royal favor has 18 days left on it. If I call in royal aid, I'll have 0 towards Praetor. But I'd rather do that than risk my life. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Who needs... You don't need favor if you're not going to use it. So here goes my allies. Also keeping in mind that we have the goal or the rule that if they die, we try to transport them back to their community. I say try because there is, of course, the chance that bodies get destroyed or whatever. Wow, they are already... I feel like I rallied immediately, and they are already potentially shelling me. Yep, they are already shelling me. Dude. That's fast. Okay, so I'm going to put my shooters up on the wall here. Fustopia, let's get you a little closer. Babaloo, you're going to hide in this nook. Zero immediately takes a shot to the torso. That's horrifyingly familiar. Poppy, get closer. Talon, I don't know what you want to do. And Shay, I don't know. Talon and Shay, you can leave. You're just not going to be effective shooters here. It would help if everybody was shooting at the same person, so let's get Tony the Surgeon. If we can. She might be out of range for some. Now, they did manage... Wow, they built really, really quickly. Alright, so I Chaos Pulsed. I mean, Chaos Pulsed. I pulsed them. And I don't have a line of sight on Andrea. I'd really like to skip her. So that she... Okay, now they're assaulting the colony. I would say the guy with the frag grenades probably should go first. So I'm going to stun him out in the open. There we go. Now he's down. Next up... I'm not too worried about these brawlers. Except for this one is coming towards me. I used my stun entropy link. Who should I link up with? Let's see. Is anyone psychically sensitive in my community? I don't believe I do have any sensitive. But Mathis being iron-willed and really high mood is a really good target. Because whoever I link with is going to get sort of the headaches of I guess I could have linked with them too. Alright, Yan Shui just took a hit from the assault rifle from Andrea. No, not from Andrea. Who did she get hit by? No, it must have been Andrea. because no one else was really in range. Alright, let's have everybody be firing on Esme. Bubbaloo, I'm going to put you in a bit of harm's way here to chaos skip their assault rifle person, because they keep landing hits on me. And we put Andrea out of the fight for now. Everybody here, fire on Kasumi. Zero, are you okay? No, you're really not okay. Alright, Andrea's back. I'm going to see if I can't... Yeah. Let's blinding pulse them. Alright, so the Rego of the Lake are leaving, but my Royal Aid is still staying. Yan Shui taking another hit. She's at risk of losing that leg. I'm going to have her back up a bit. Zero, you two. Alright, so they're now fleeing. I am going to triage very, very quickly. Doctor's care, no meds for everybody. Mathis is going to patch them all up. Poppy, you are going to get Shorty. Let's see here. Man, that was a tough fight. I am going to get some components out of the mortars, though. That's nice. And then maybe some of their weapons aren't biocoded? Nope, that's biocoded. That's biocoded. The chain shotgun is not. Chris, I'll be giving that to you as soon as, you know, you're good. So let's start tending to people. And Poppy, you are going to be capturing. So Lissa here is not someone I really want, but we're going to capture her anyway. Do I have any allies that went down that I can rescue? Apo here, nope. I really don't. So there's Shorty and Talon, could you... I know I let you leave, but could you come back and capture Shorty? And this is some good brawler weapons as well. So it looks like most of their weapons are bio-coded, but some are not. All the bio-coded weapons I'm just going to smelt for steel. Alright, Yan Shui is all healed up. Getting the patching up. I'm also going to need to give medical attention to the people in here promptly. Or they aren't going to be, they're not really going to be alive. Shorty, I think you go first. And then Lissa. Alright, Zero, how are you doing over there? You are all patched up, let's go. Zero, haul in the medicine. Chris, I'm going to have you drop the bow. Go equip this shotgun and haul some meals. There's a lot of meals out there as well. It's going to be a lot of hauling to get that stuff back to the base. Well, that was a rough fight. It really goes to show that I need shield belts and proper guns. So these prisoners here are going to be released. Actually, I'm going to reduce resistance for now, just so that when I release them, they're actually healthy. I think that's the nice thing to do. That was a rough fight. A very rough fight. All right, Mathis, let's have you toss a bed together for Shorty. All right. 2 little prisoners. They are... Oh, you did not finish patching her up. Glad I checked. She's very much falling apart. Alright, so my friendlies are leaving. It does mean that I think 2 of these friendlies are... Okay, so there's Rhaego the Lake, who needs to be returned back to Rhaego the Lake. And then Empire of Spirit. So these 3 need to be returned. I don't think there's another corpse here. That, oh no, Empire Spirit. Okay, so there's 2 Empire Spirits, 2 regular lakes. And, as a rule, we said that, that guests get returned back to their colonies. Which means I have a lot of returning to do. Which is okay. I'm okay with the rules that you all voted on. It just adds a lot more work. I think what I'm going to do is to spend the any blocks for hauling, so that we can actually start hauling people around. Shay, before you actually formally go to sleep, let's give you a bow for now. And Faust, you're fully healed. Oh, well, that was quick. I think because I hit allow all... Nope, stop it. We've got these components here that that are valid for repair, which is not something I want them to do. Let's deconstruct the mortars. And then haul components. I suppose with all of my... you know, it might have been more efficient to actually just move the mortars to the base first, but whatever. You, Mathis, let's stop hunting for now. I've got bigger fish to fry. Alright, Chris. These constructors, I would rather have hauling, so I'm going to change them over now, so there's no failure. Right, Zero is still resting up, as is Yanshui. Now, another thing I'm going to need to do is I did get some shells. So I'm going to create a temporary stockpile here for shells. I'm separating them out because shells are highly explosive, and you definitely don't want to store them in your base because, well, they're highly explosive. I think that speaks for itself. I hope. All right, so we have a lot of hauling left to do. I do believe the animals here... No, they're all set. Now, let's actually turn off the benches here so that we encourage more hauling to be done. Alright, Alyssa here can walk. But I think the benevolent thing to do would be to care for them until they are able to leave on their own, and not just toss them out, and chat with them, what Bubbaloo is doing. Okay, so I have a lot of forbidden components now. This should help me when it comes time to building a fabricator. Tep here, and let me try to figure this out. I need to figure out who is Empire Spirit. I would like to return their bodies. But I think before I do that, what I really need is a crematorium. Wow. I can't predict the future, and I don't exactly know where I want this built. But as sort of upturning our nose to the royals, I'm going to put a crematorium very close to their bedroom. Man, no, maybe I won't do it there. I'll put it here. All right. Zero, I'm going to have you wake up. So what I want to do is to set up the crematorium so that I can unbury the dead and burn the ones I want burned and transport the ones I want transported. Okay, Yan Shui's on her feet. That's going to help out with some work. Zero went right back to sleep. All right, could you... Oh, I need components. Yes, I do. Let's unforbid this temporarily. And then keep the rest of the components strictly forbidden because they're precious, precious resources. And Zero's fully healed now, too. Perfect. Alright, so the crematorium is getting constructed. I am going to temporarily just put a little torch out here, increasing the light level. That'll help with the construction. Mathis, could you just deconstruct these? They're ugly. I only needed them for a heat wave. Thank you. The field smithy is now up, which allows us to make some plate armor and stuff if we need it. Plate armor would be really nice in lieu of proper armor, but it does really slow you down. Alright, so now we have a electric crematorium. What I'm going to do is put dead power underneath it so I can turn it off remotely. And then comes time to destroy all of the graves that I've dug so far. And then figuring out what bodies need to go where. Eventually, maybe I'll use transport pods for this, which makes it a lot easier. But for now, I'm going to have to just donkey cart them over. Which is gross and bad. Zero, I'm going to have you do this because you have bloodlust and you don't care about some rotten corpses. But this is a high traffic area, so I'm sure other people are going to see this. So you are enemy faction, enemy faction, enemy faction, enemy faction, all four of you. Which means that I am going to cremate you. Human likes. Alright, let's just leave these doors open. There's no reason not to. Let's cremate them. Leaving, basically... This also means that Melton, who's in here, is due for cremation as well. Then, of course, these bodies. Some of these bodies need to go... Ironhead gets cremated. I know that much. He... is factionless. The Commissar and maybe Angelos need to go back to their faction. Quest available, Mighty Construction. So, Mu Nema, what a name, is saying build this. Oh god. And then a crazy amount of mechs drop on my head Are you kidding? So let's see. Centipede, Lancer, Pikeman, 2 Scythers, a Defoliator, 4 mech drop beacons, mech assemblers, auto charge turrets, inferno turrets, no mortars, but oh my god, are you kidding me? Now the positive thing is I have 16 days, I have 4 days to accept this task and 16 days to complete the construction. So Empire of Spirit, alright, here's what I want to do. The corpses. I am Hall. I'm putting their corpses aside so I don't have to look at them for everybody else. Alright, Methods, you're also bloodlust, so you can deconstruct these graves. So, is this Empire Spirit? Yep. Haul him away. Ooh, that made that worse. You are Treaty of Intalia. You get cremated. Treaty of Intalia gets cremated as well. And this is going to be the way we deal with it. The enemies get cremated, and the guests get returned back home. It's a lot of labor, but this was voted on. It's too bad I can't have these prisoners carry their own people back home. But that's all the time I have for this dear episode. Goodness. Well, that was a really big siege. I'm a little worried that my technology for my weapons are lagging behind, but hopefully we get the fabricator up and running promptly, allowing us to protect ourselves better in the future. If you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, do drop me a line. Thank you all so very much for watching. I'll catch you all next episode. Farewell, friends.